Welcome to Brooker Ceramics, and today we're going to be making some tiny mugs. Oh, one sec. Today we're going to be making some tiny mugs. So let's take a look at it. Today we're going small, really small. I'll be walking you through every step of making a tiny ceramic mug, from shaping the clay to adding these delicate finishing touches that make it truly unique. So sit back, unwind, and enjoy watching the process. So for this mini mug, I've weighed out a tiny bit of clay here, and what I'll do is I'll throw it on the wheel and create a bit of excess at the bottom, and this is called throwing on the hump. This will allow me to raise it up, throw it, and then remove it quite easily. So let's have a go. Making a tiny ceramic mug might seem simple at first glance, but it's a true test of skill and patience. The smaller the piece, the more every movement matters. A fraction too much pressure can collapse the walls, whilst uneven shaping becomes instantly noticeable at this scale. Throwing a mug this small requires precision, from centering the tiniest piece of clay to pulling up the delicate walls. Every step demands control and attention to detail. Even the smallest wobble can throw off balance, so it's all about working slowly and intentionally. It's a challenge, but it's one that is incredibly satisfying. So enjoy the process, and we'll come back at the next step. Once the tiny mug is thrown, the drying process begins, a critical step in ensuring its durability and shape. At this scale, clay dries quickly, so it's essential to monitor it closely to avoid cracking or warping. Slower, even drying is key, often requiring a cover or a controlled environment to keep the moisture levels consistent. This patience pays off, creating a sturdy base for the trimming process. Trimming a tiny mug is where the final form truly takes shape. After the clay is dried into a leather hard state, firm enough to hold its structure but still workable, it's carefully centered on the wheel again. At this stage, the goal is to refine the mug's proportions, ensuring smooth curves and an even base. Because of its small size, every tool movement needs to be precise. A single misstep could carve away too much clay or throw the piece off balance. The trimming process is delicate but immensely rewarding as the mug begins to feel lighter and more refined in your hands. Details matter more than ever with a small piece. From creating a perfectly smooth foot to evening out the thickness of the walls, trimming enhances the aesthetics and the functionality of the mug. The sharpness of your tools and the steadiness of your hands are crucial to maintaining control. This stage is where craftsmanship truly shines, transforming the tiny lump of clay into a beautifully balanced form, ready for the next step in its journey. To add the handle. Adding the handle to a tiny mug is one of the most intricate steps in the process. It starts with rolling out a thin, even coil of clay. This requires a gentle touch to ensure consistency and thickness, as even the slightest variation can make the handle look unbalanced. Once the perfect coil is formed, it's shaped into a delicate curve that complements the mug's proportions, a step that takes both patience and a keen eye for detail. Attaching the handle requires more precision and care. The mug is scored and slip is connected to the points to ensure a strong bond, and the handle is carefully pressed into place. It's important to blend the joints seamlessly whilst avoiding too much pressure, which could distort the tiny mug shape. At this scale, the handle must not only be functional, but also visually proportional, creating a harmonious balance between form and practicality. Fettling with the sponge is the final touch to the perfect tiny mug before firing. Using a damp sponge or fettle, any rough edges or imperfections are gently smoothed away, creating a seamless surface. This step is all about refining the details, softening sharp lines, evening out joints, and ensuring that the mug feels as good in the hand as it looks. It's quite a meditative moment that brings together everything, readying the piece for its final transformation in the kiln. You have it, a tiny ceramic mug brought to life through careful craftsmanship and attention to detail, from throwing and trimming to attaching the handle and those final finishing touches. And don't forget to like and subscribe.